We can shake hand, fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000.
Arman Tsarukyan has boldly challenged Ilia Topuria to a high-stakes $500,000 bet, putting his own money on the line with full confidence. He stated that if he loses, Ilia will receive the entire amount, but if he wins, he expects Ilia to match the payment. Arman made it clear he's ready to finalize the deal, confident they can shake hands and settle it inside the cage.
No, I can put the bets. I can put like a $500,000 if he beat me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that.
Okay, so he's willing to make handshake bets.
If he wants to make that, so I'm down, and we can shake hands, fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me
Arman
$500,000.
Tsarukyan acknowledged Ilia Topuria's solid boxing skills but questioned his completeness as an MMA fighter, arguing that while Ilia excels with his hands, he lacks the versatility required at the elite level. In contrast, Armen sees himself as a far more well-rounded competitor, highlighting his effective kicks, knees, wrestling setups, cage control, and grappling. He firmly believes his all-around MMA skill set is on an entirely different level compared to
Ilia's game, because Ilia looks like most people, if you're just watching him now, you think he's a striker, but he came into MMA as a grappler. But what are the holes you see in his game? I'm curious.
I mean, he's a good striker. Not good striker, he's a good boxer. I feel like myself, I'm a better like a MMA fighter than him because I have I'm more skilled than him. I got good kicks, knees, like wrestling setup. Boxing is wrestling against the cage, grappling, everything. He has just good. He has good
Arman
boxing.
Tsarukyan detailed his strategy for a potential fight with Ilia Topuria, emphasizing the importance of relentless pressure, takedowns, and using his wrestling to wear Ilia down. He pointed out that Ilia tends to gas out quickly during grappling exchanges, making it crucial to avoid striking on Ilia's terms. According to Arman, the key to victory is breaking Ilia's rhythm and forcing scrambles that sap his energy and take him out of his comfort zone.
You gotta just keep pressure him, take him down, make him tired because he gets out so fast with the wrestling. If you're just gonna stay and try to box him, it's not gonna work because it's his pace, and you gotta break it. You gotta make him tired. Like if you watch like fights where he wrestled, he got tired and so fast. That's why we gotta make like.
Arman Tsarukyan also took aim at Paddy Pimblett and criticized the UFC rankings, urging the organization to remove Paddy from the top 10. He argued that Paddy doesn't deserve his spot, pointing out that his last 3 wins came against opponents with multiple losses. Arman called it outrageous that such a resume could even be considered for a title shot, labeling the situation as completely absurd.
Delete him from the rankings even. He's not even deserving to be in top 10. He beat last 3 guys. It was Chandler. He had 3 losses. It was Bobby Green. He had 3-4 losses. It was Tony Ferguson. He had 8 losses. That's crazy. And like, you wanna bring that guy to fight for the title?
Oh, there's the graphic right there. There it is.
You come prepared. Serukyan does his homework for sure, man. You're a smart guy.
That's crazy. 3-0, 8-0, 2-0.
Oh, that's pretty bad when you put it that way.
When asked if he felt disrespected by the possibility of Paddy Pimblett jumping the line for a title shot against Ilia Topuria, Arman Tsarukyan said no official decision had been made yet. He explained that the UFC is still deciding whether it will be him, Justin Gaethje, or Paddy who gets the opportunity, but firmly reminded everyone that he's the current #1 contender, so the shot should rightfully be his.
By Paddy Pimblett kind of jumping that line a little bit and getting that Ilia Topuria shot.
I mean, he's not. Nobody said he's getting the title shot.
Okay.
So they still figuring out who is fighting for the title, here, Gaethje or Paddy. I know if they gotta put me because I'm #1.
Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett mocked Arman Tsarukyan, claiming that despite being a skilled fighter, no one really cares about him. He accused Arman of talking tough but backing down when it comes to facing Islam Makhachev. Paddy praised Justin Gaethje as a true banger and a legend unlike Armen, and added that he'd much rather fight another legend like Gaethje.
Armen's a very good fighter, but no one cares about him. You know what I mean? People just look at him and think, yeah, you shit yourself to fight in Islam. You talk a big game, but you don't back it up. But everyone knows Justin Gaethje's a fucking banger. I mean, everyone knows that if you're fighting Justin Gaethje, you're gonna have a fight. So, and he's a legend. You know what I mean? Armen isn't. So I'd love to fight another legend. And just
Paddy Pimblett also claimed that the biggest fight the UFC can make right now is between him and Ilia Topuria, with John Jones retired and a potential matchup with Tom Aspinall off the table. Paddy said he wouldn't be surprised if he captured the belt within the next 6 to 12
Jones
months.
is retired. I think the biggest fight the UFC can make, me versus Ilia. Now there's no John Jones and they can't do him versus
Similarly, Ilia Topuria firmly dismissed the idea of defending his title against Arman Tsarukyan, stating that Arman still needs to prove himself against other top contenders, and even questioned whether he could be relied upon to make it to the fight. Topuria made it clear he has no interest in granting Armen a title shot, boldly claiming he'd rather vacate the belt than accept that matchup.
When you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull us from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not on my back, bro. I don't care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt.
However, Arman Tsarukyan brutally trolled Ilia Topuria after the lightweight champion vowed never to give him a title shot, even if he became the #1 contender. Arman laughed off the remarks, mocking Ilia's refusal and suggesting it only exposed his fear. He hinted that deep down, Topuria knows exactly what would happen if they ever shared the cage.
Stop running, Ilia. Running, Ilia. Stop running, Ilia. Good boy. I'll make it quick, no worries. Good boy.
Arman Tsarukyan stated that Ilia Topuria must beat him to be considered on the same level as Islam Makhachev, arguing that Ilia has only faced easier opponents and, while he has beaten legitimate names, none were in their prime. Armen claimed that if Ilia had fought Alexander Volkanovski 4 or 5 years ago, Volkanovski would have dominated him. He said, if he beats me, he'll be on the same level as Islam. He's got to beat someone like me, someone who can wrestle. He's had easy fights in his career. Yeah, he beat legit fighters, but not in their prime. If he faced Volkanovski 4 or 5 years ago, Volkanovski would have eaten him. Armen added that if he doesn't get the next title shot, the UFC will likely offer him Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, or Dan Hooker. He said all three are good matchups, but highlighted Gaethje as a strong striker with a wrestling background. Still, Armen expressed full confidence and called any of those potential fights easy money.
Obviously, ideally, you fight for the belt next. But if that doesn't happen, how do you see the chips falling? What's the most probable outcome you think they're gonna offer you next?
I mean, if it's not title fight, it's probably Gaethje.
Yeah.
Or Pimblett or Hooker. I don't know.
How do you see the fight going with Gaethje? Like, how do you match up against everybody? Yeah, go ahead.
With Gaethje, it's a good fight. He's a good striker, but he used to be wrestler, so now he strikes more. But I mean, it's a good fight for me. All of them is good fight.
Arman Tsarukyan made it clear he's not willing to wait around for a title shot, stating that he wants to fight for the belt as soon as possible because he's earned his place and no one deserves it more. He emphasized that the UFC needs to make the fight happen now, insisting he's ready and fully deserving of the opportunity.
Not in a huge rush right now, mostly because you also know you kind of deserve the next shot, but you're not in a rush because you have a lot of time to develop. And a lot of the people at the top of the lightweight division are a little bit older. They're coming to the end of their careers. Like Poirier right now, Max. Where do you think you fall in a few years? Like, are you not in a huge hurry right now because you are so much younger than the rest of the division? How do you see him phasing out?
No, I'm in a hurry. I wanna fight for the title as soon as possible because I deserve my spot and I'm here, and nobody can take it because nobody deserves it more than me to fight for the title.
I thought
right now, it's they gotta make the fight. I gotta fight for the title.
However, Arman Tsarukyan also discussed the possibility of eventually moving up to the 170-pound weight class. While he said he's not ready to make the jump just yet, he hinted at a potential future showdown with Islam Makhachev. Arman explained that his current focus is on becoming champion at 155 and defending the belt a few times before considering a move up. If Islam ever decides to drop down, Arman made it clear he'll be waiting for him.
You want to go up to 170?
No, no, no. I would wait him to come down because at least I gotta get champion and do a couple defense and 155, and then I can think. But my weight, I'm not. I feel like I'm not ready for
Paddy
170.
Pimblett has always been a vocal critic of Arman Tsarukyan and never misses a chance to mock him. Earlier, he took shots at Armen for missing the fight against Islam Makhachev at UFC 311, calling him a spoiled rich kid who's had everything handed to him. Paddy ridiculed him for backing out, claiming Armen completely folded under pressure.
By his dad.
Do you think he actually got injured or no? Or what do you think happened?
No, he's a little Josh. Dana shot him down in that interview. I was like, whoa.
You miss opportunities sometimes, and he did.
Armen, your pants. Know what I mean? That's what you did. You farted and followed through, and I just coming down your
Arman
leg.
Tsarukyan shared that while he respects Paddy Pimblett's skills, he doesn't believe Paddy can beat elite fighters in their prime. In his view, Paddy might find success against veterans past their peak or fighters coming off losses. But when it comes to top-level active contenders like himself, Ilia Topuria or Islam Makhachev, Armen doesn't think Paddy stands a real chance.
Or do you think he's just hype that's going to fizzle out at some point? Or do you think he's legit?
He's legit. He's legit, but not like a top 5 fighter level. He can beat like a Charles, maybe now, because nowadays he can beat Charles. He can beat maybe KG, but he never gonna beat Topuria, Islam, who is on the prime right now. He can beat the people who is almost.
Arman Tsarukyan made it clear he has no doubts about beating Ilia Topuria, expressing full confidence that his well-rounded skill set, especially his dominant wrestling, would completely neutralize Ilia's offense. Armen is determined to expose the hype and prove that Ilia isn't on his level, insisting that when it comes to true all-around MMA, he's simply in a different league. He stated, "I'm just going to take him down, hold him, maul him, and finish him on the ground. He's not going to be able to escape from me. The wrestling and takedowns are the key. My kicks, my wrestling, my ground and pound, my strength, my boxing. He's good at one thing, boxing. But me, wrestling, kicks, ground and pound, control, timing. I mean 4 versus 1. Who's going to win? If you don't stay in his boxing range, how's he going to beat you? I don't know." Meanwhile, Alexander Volkanovski weighed in on the matchup and believes the key to defeating Ilia is pushing him into deep waters and testing his gas tank. He noted that Ilia has yet to be truly pushed to his limits and questioned whether he can handle a relentless, grinding fight. Volkanovski suggested that non-stop wrestling and making Ilia work for every moment could be the strategy that finally breaks him.
Against a guy like Ilia. Let's say you guys run it back again.
Wrestle the black man.
You gotta get him down, right?
Yeah, look, that's what you want. You want to see what's going to happen with his gas tank. So even with Ilia, great fighter. Like
he's really good.
A lot of the things he does, like I'm sure a lot of it's well trained, and then he's got so many good instincts as well. Like even him just shifting that way, he's probably trained for that. But then just as soon as he wanted to square his hips up with the right hand, the power was there and put him in a safer position while he was throwing too. So just little things like that he probably trained for, or it's just great instincts. But yeah, we want to see the gas tank, see what happens with that. Because I thought Charles, when he was taking him down and forcing the sort of wrestle and the grapple, I felt like it was starting to wear on him a little bit.
Daniel Cormier also voiced his full support for Arman Tsarukyan, making it clear that he believes Armen is the rightful top contender for the next lightweight title shot. Cormier stated that no one else in the division, neither Paddy Pimblett nor Justin Gaethje, has a stronger case. According to DC, Armen has already proven himself against elite competition and has consistently remained near the top of the rankings. He sees Armen as the most deserving and legitimate challenger, someone who has truly earned the opportunity to fight for the belt.
Understand how anyone in this weight class can say that they should get a title shot over Arman Tsarukyan. He was the #1 contender for the last year. He was in line to fight for the belt in Los Angeles, and then it didn't happen. It was because his back went out, right? Some people were saying it was a weight issue. Well, today he stepped on the scale as a backup fighter and looked in phenomenal shape. It just feels like Arman Tsarukyan should be next.
Javier Mendes believes Arman Tsarukyan is the only true threat to Ilia Topuria in the lightweight division. He emphasized that Armen wouldn't simply stand and strike but would mix in relentless grappling, potentially pushing Ilia in ways he hasn't been tested before. While Javier praised Ilia's skills, particularly his ability to defend Charles Oliveira's takedown attempts, he still feels that Arman's non-stop pressure, wrestling, and dominant top control could present the toughest challenge Ilia will face in the division.